Welcome back, we're in the mid-game. Jo is moving in. Enigma has fallen, however Pokerface has been routed. They will turn and get an excellent DPS with the assistance of Brewmaster's ult on Jo, claiming his life. And it looks soon like Chrissy will fall as well. They're attempting to DPS down the Doom, but Scorched Earth, with the assistance of Dazzle's heal, will save his life. And that is a total of 4 deaths for Rave. Excellent team fight there with Pokerface, knowing exactly when to move backwards and delay until all their cooldowns needed were ready. Brewmaster's ult being very key to. He's picked up the Blink Dragon. That will help his initiation greatly now. Mana Boots on Dazzle will help. Oh, everything
Dire's
really.
bottom tower is under attack.
All his abilities.
Dire's
very good.
structures are fortified.
Enigma now up is not even attempting
Dire's
to contest
bottom
the
tower
bottom lane.
has
He instead
fallen.
will farm up top instead. This double damage rune has been here several minutes. And it will now go the way of Fetty. Already had the bottle, he will bottle it up. And have it ready for the next team fight, which may happen soon. Phantom Assassin attempting to get the kill on the courier, he does not. He needed 2 shots. He got 1 instead. And in exchange, he'll get the entire team coming in tow. But so is Rave for the backup. Brewmaster's fallen. Rubik has as well. Slark running away. He will fall as well. Shadow. Demon. Very close on the port, but he will fall as well. 4 heroes total. For just a Rubik. And a double damage rune, I suppose. Rave very quickly rotating mid. Now would be an excellent time to force on that tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Fortification coming out.
Structures
They
are
would like to
fortified.
contest this with all their heroes coming back online. Weave getting 4 of the heroes there. Excellent job from Pokerface. Would like to see Rave spreading out a bit more against that
Radiant's middle
ability.
tower has been denied.
And the ports are coming in with Dazzle denying the tower. Rave is forced back, presumably, to farm up their own forest. Jungle for a bit longer. As Leshrac looks like he is working on his ult stick. He could buy another item if he'd like. Might exchange the magic stick for plus 10 intellect. Could use the higher mana pool. Quite a bit of a lane being
Radiant's
pushed out
top
down here
tower
with
is
the
under
creeps.
attack.
Siege creep as well there. Will have to be a rotation here, I guess. A little bit of a melee
Dire's
in the jungle
middle tower
here.
is under attack.
Instead, they will only get the Eidolons for their trouble. Chrissy chooses instead to continue farming and
Radiant's top
contest it.
tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And now, it's Pokerface, who will be pushing in on the tier 2 mid tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
With all 5 members of their team here. Templar Assassin has instead chosen
Dire's middle tower
to
is
attempt to
under
trade
attack.
towers here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Or not, we do see a port coming in. That would be Enigma though. Nonetheless, his ult is on cooldown, he can only do so much. Now we see the port from Templar Assassin. They're waiting on the high ground. Hoping for an overextension from Rave.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And with more creeps, as well as a siege creep, they will look to push in on this tower now. It should fall in the next 10 seconds unless the siege creep does fall. The lane is pushed back. And with several of the supports under half mana, they'll have to wait it out. Mechanism coming online for Doom, that will be
Radiant's
very
bottom
useful.
tower is under
Since
attack.
Enigma has already had
Dire's
his.
middle tower is under attack.
And with this, they do claim the tower.
Dire's middle
Templar Assassin
tower
was
has
not able to
fallen.
split DPS
Radiant's bottom
claim.
tower is under attack.
That tier 2 tower instead, looking to farm out the Ancients. Smoke coming their way. Is this an offensive smoke? All 5 members pushing forward. Let's see how it works out. Instant lift from Brewmaster. As Febby is quickly DPS down, Shallow Grave is used on him, but he's sticking around. Jo nearly one-shots him. Coming in for the Dazzle as well. Quickly will repel him. Doom will be the 3rd kill here. Brewmaster, his ult is over. And with just one of him there, it is very easy for Rave to DPS him down. 5 heroes now pushing out the middle lane. Will they go all the way for the tier 3 tower? Perhaps not. It looks instead Templar Assassin will rotate into the Roshan pit. And the team joins in tow. And it will be an easy Roshan for the Rave.
Roshan has
Not
fallen
quite
to the
sure about that offensive smoke there. Perhaps they thought that Rave would be spreading out, going to farm up their respective lanes. But this is the mid-game. Team fights should be common. They did manage to get some rather extensive warding in their defense. However, Rubik coming out will deward some of that. Jo spotting out Dazzle with his Lycan Wolves. Rubik and Enigma roaming through the forest, looking to get a little bit of extra farm as we have a lull in the game now. Pokerface not looking to engage in another team fight, especially with the Aegis up on Templar Assassin. Also, as a result of that Roshan, you see a bit of a deficit increasing for Pokerface. They're about 7,000 gold down. You can definitely see it by way on the Lycan. Here he does have his BKB up. As Templar Assassin, Blink Dagger online, presumably working on her BKB as well. 24-minute rune will be picked up by Brewmaster, as it looks like he is about 2 or 3 minutes away from his own gold stick. As we see Rave looking to push out the middle lane. They have a choice now. Lycan's sticking around, however the majority are moving up to the forest, but only to smoke as they double back. It looked like an excellent feint as we see Lycan porting away. Rave instead will look to rotate through the jungle, hoping to catch off one of Pokerface farming alone. Instead, they see no one. Brewmaster hiding in the forest. He will presumably port away.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Rave uses this opportunity to farm up the Radiant Forest.
Dire's top tower is under
Doom
attack.
is beginning to get even tankier. He has the plate mail already online, up to 52% physical resistance. However, there is a
Dire's
cavalcade
structures are
of magical
fortified.
damage options coming way of Rave. Enigma, as well as the
Dire's top
5th
tower
pick
is under
Leshrac,
attack.
almost
Radiant's
entirely
bottom
magical
tower
damage, with
is
the
under
exception of
attack.
Diabolic Edict, which is composite. And Rave brings 5 heroes to the bottom lane to quickly claim the tower.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Slark, however, split pushing up on the top lane. He is very low. Will definitely want to get away as soon as possible. Probably fearing the rotation from Rave. Regeneration rune being bottled by Templar Assassin. And we see our heroes splitting up a bit to continue their farm. Brewmaster being helped by his 2 supports. Medallion now online for Dazzle. And Tranquil Boots for Shadow Demon. Probably my favorite boots, especially for supports. It gives you movement speed, particularly when you need it. Times like these when you are rotating in between lanes. Doom has been forced away from the top lane. The forest has been farmed up. And Rave look to push on the tier 2 tower. It's already at half health. They do have a few creeps, along with fresh Eidolons.
Radiant's top tower is under
Diabolic
attack.
beat it going down. Overkill you may say, but
Radiant's
it
top
will be
tower
increasing
has
their gold
fallen.
lead. Taking a quick look at the net worth, you can see where that gold resides, primarily on the two
Radiant's top
carries.
tower is under attack.
Jo has his Reaver.
Dire's middle
Probably will
tower
work on a
is
harder
under
Tarask next. Disruption going down, Templar Assassin. He's very deep inside the base.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
And his Aegis will be popped. As we can see once again the Dazzle getting the weave off on multiple numbers. Brewmaster ult has been popped. Jo going to work though, and will claim the kill on Brewmaster.
Ending from miles away.
And perhaps one of Pokerface's barracks as well.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
However, with that, they will turn and retreat. At least to the high ground. Doom is very far out here. He's being pulled back. Down to about half health. Rave being a little tentative, as we see an ambitious pursuit forward from Slark. I'm not sure he can catch this Templar Assassin, especially with a Blink Dagger up. Leap is coming off a cooldown, but he is just a moment too late. Lycan instead chooses to push out the bottom lane, picking up another TP scroll. As Slark uses this time to farm up the Dire jungle. Two supports for Rave, along with Templar Assassin and Leshrac, looking to move out on the mid lane. That will quickly force a retreat from Doom, as he knows Dazzle and Slark are preoccupied with the top lane. Brewmaster instead chooses to go to the bottom lane and farm up some as well. However, does he see Rave rotating the quick telekinesis into a DPS burst, and Templar Assassin will claim the kill. And Lycan has the Heart of Tarask. He's already up to 2,700 HP at only level 17. However, BKB is now online for Slark, and that in combination with a now max rank Shallow Grave should improve his survivability, and subsequently his DPS. Rave looking to posture on the tier 3 tower bottom. Brewmaster is down for 10 more seconds. Weave once again going off on 4 of the members here. Very effective. They're instead looking to force out some DPS on Febi. He pops both his ult and the first BKB. Sanjay and Yasha online has increased his DPS ability. Disruption going off on Shadow Demon as a defensive measure. And now with everyone up, Rave forced to retreat. All members of Pokerface are pursuing, with Slark leading the assault. He would like to just draw him back into the rest of his team. Jo popping his ult. Another weave going off, this time catching 3 of the members. Brewmaster popping his ult along with BKB. Black Hole coming out. But Brewmaster's Cyclone will disrupt it. Quite a lot of DPS going off. On Enigma. He has fallen. And now they're turning to Chrissy. She makes 2. Buyback from Enigma. I'm not sure if he'll get back to the fight in time. As we see, Leshrac has already been routed, and Jo falls as well. It's essentially a 3-for-0. All thanks to Slark's excellent mobility, able to catch up to Rave, and letting the rest of his team come in support. Roshan is back up. He has already been scouted by the Templar assassin trap. Could see a fight there very soon. In Rave's defense, though, they did manage to get a few excellent wards here in the jungle. And I would like to add all of which cover the common advance path to Roshan. So they would have excellent vision should they choose to force a fight there. Slark running around, seeing some of his jungle has already been farmed up. As we see Enigma and Templar Assassin forcing out the mid lane. And with Lycan back online, Rave may be looking to start a fight. However, I think Pokerface can sense that as well. We see the majority of their members sticking around in the mid lane. And they are moving up. They see Roshan out of the pit, relatively high HP. Eidolon's attempting to zone. And Jo moves into the pit, pouring on the DPS. Slark, will he look to snatch the Aegis? This has to be timed perfectly. He comes in, quickly DPS'd. Lycan instead takes the Aegis. Brewmaster ult has been popped.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
And he has been routed. Doom going off on Leshrac.
Radiant's
And
top
with that
barracks has
Roshan kill, we see up to a 10,000 gold increase for Rave right now. They're definitely in commanding position of the game. Both Lycan and Chrissy in the top 2 net worth spots. Chrissy grabbed the cheese from that third Roshan kill, also has a demon edge to increase her DPS. And a buyback from Slark as Rave looks to push the tier 3 tower. Disruption going off on Lycan. He pops his ultimate. Weave going off on 2 of the members. Doom is being DPS'd. Shallow Grave going on him is enough to claim the Aegis kill on Lycan. However, Doom falls as well. Enigma choosing to black hole under the range of the tower, doing an extensive amount of damage to him. Leshrac will fall as well. This is turning into not that great of a trade for Rave. And with 3 members along with tower DPS, Ursa will fall. And it's 4 members dead, along with an Aegis,
invisibility
for Rave. Chrissy, the only member of Rave alive right now. She will need to get back to base, laying a couple psionic traps, hoping to slow the advance of Pokerface. Rubik buying back as Pokerface comes in force, approaching the tier 3 tower at mid.
Dire's middle
However,
tower is under attack.
it's worth noting that this lane of Rax is dead and has been forced out.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Fortify coming away. However, the tower will still fall. Blink coming in from Chrissy, not enough to scare off Pokerface. 4 members of Rave are now alive. Enigma's ult still on cooldown.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And although Doom was down to about 200 HP, he's quickly healed up. And Chrissy pays for that aggression with her life. Instant buyback. You can now see her falling on the net worth chart. As Lycan, he's moving in, he wants kills. Not sure why Pokerface are sticking around here, but it looks like they want to fight. Slark is being forced back. Templar Assassin moving very far forward.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Scorched Earth and Soul Release, in addition to Mechanism healing him up. Slark being DPS down, Shallow Grave going off. Weave not the greatest, only catching one of our heroes there. And Rave have pushed this back, having conceded only their tier 3 tower. Disruption coming off defensively for Shadow Demon. It will not be enough. As we see after the second disruption, he will fall. Rubik, however, has been caught out,
Radiant's middle
and it turns
tower
into a
is
1-for-1
under
trade
attack.
as the members of Pokerface retreat.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
You see the result of the top lane of Rax fallen. Pokerface are forced to port back home and farm up the creeps. Chrissy using this time to farm a bit more in the forest. That buyback did cost her. She has fallen a bit behind Febby on the net worth, who has picked up an ultimate orb. We'll probably be looking for Eye of Scotty next to really help him stop the retreat power of Rave. It's also worth noting that he does not have a unique attack modifier yet, and that will give him one of those. Those Mega Melee creeps are quite tanky, having, I believe, double the HP. Rave using this time to farm up the jungle. And taking a quick look at the XP and gold graph, you can see it has been still in Rave's favor for about the last 20 minutes. They're moving together as 5. Roshan not quite up for another 6 minutes. But Pokerface playing very defensively, making sure they farm up their lanes within reach of their tier 3 towers. As we see Lycan pushing out the mid lane. Five members of Rave here together. As Brewmaster grabbing some extra farm. It looks like Pokerface were ready for a fight, but instead Rave have chosen to split push out the lanes as well as farm up the forest. A quick rotation, this time with smoke from Pokerface. But it's already been sniffed out by Lycan. Jo has retreated to his own forest. And now, choosing to port bottom lane, with several members of Rave accompanying him. Excellent ward here. Down for another 5 minutes. That should be key for Roshan. And we see Shiva's guard coming online for Doom. He is now up to 23 armor, total of almost 60% physical resistance. Jo and company using this time to grab some extra farm in the jungle, as well as push out the lane here. Invisibility rune at the 40-minute mark will be played by Shadow Demon. Slark checking on Roshan. Not up yet, Febby. Soon. Lycan suspecting there might be a rotation coming his way, but then seeing the members mid, will use his time to farm a little bit longer. He's at 3,000 HP. He has cheese. He has a town portal scroll. DPS on the mid lane racks by Febby. The Rubik telekinesis can be stopped by Dark Pact. As we see a bit of a standoff here in front of the mid-tier 3. The barracks is already down to about 30% health. Mana boots going off. Everyone's reasonably topped off. Ults are ready, including the Doom. I think they will be looking to fight here. Instead, Pokerface will retreat. And we're going to have a bit of a lull. The Roshan is back up. Chrissy very quick to see that with the Psionic Trap. And this is where the wards will come in play. 2, covering up the Roshan attack path for the Radiant. Roshan's falling very quickly. Aegis and Cheese as Slark hops in about 5 seconds too late. Telekinesis and a bit of a DPS coming into him, but not enough to claim the kill on him. He's quite tanky with the Eye of Scotty, providing about 350 HP. He's at almost 3k HP. And once again we see Brewmaster having to rotate back to the bottom lane because of this early Rax kill. This should be the time to fight for Rave. They have Aegis, they have Cheese, they no longer have the top net worth. But the overall gold is definitely still in their favor. Around 8,000 though. Pokerface have done an excellent job of staving off the bleeding, as several fights have went their way recently. Rotation coming from Rave. Rave look a bit apprehensive. Even with Aegis and Cheese, they're not sure if they can win the pivotal team fight needed to push the game over the hill into their favor.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Choosing instead, Leshrac will port. Lightning Storm. A couple Pulse Novas will clear out the lane. Jo will join him to begin farming. Looks like he's going to be working on an Assault Cuirass. Would like to see a DPS item come his way. He's already at 3,000 HP. At this point, with him being the main carry for his team, someone is going to have to kill that Slark.
Regeneration. Shadow Wave.
Pokerface lying in wait, hoping 1 or 2 heroes will push out the mid lane, but instead Lycan is farming the forest in bottom, and a total of 3 heroes farming up the ancient camp. They do still have the Aegis and Cheese. This is their time to fight. A total of 2 Cheeses. One on Leshrac and another on the Lycan this time. They're grouping up in the Roshan pit. They are smoked. They're looking to get something done here. We instead see Pokerface very smartly recognizing the lack of heroes on the map, retreating back to their tier 3. Even Slark retreating back in case the rotation is coming his way. And because of the conservative play on Pokerface's part, the smoke claims no kills. Now it's a much more even fight, and they'll have to fight under a tier 3 tower. Slark coming back in for the defensive port for the defense. Dark Pack quickly eliminating the creep wave. Brewmaster blinking in, he has his BKB. Weave going off on 4 members of Rave once again. His ultimate is ready. Black Hole coming in on 2 members. But the Shallow Grave keeping Doom alive. Instead he does fall, but there's an instant buyback coming out. Aegis is being popped on Chrissy. The 2 supports have already fallen. And Jo, finding himself alone with Doom, will fall as well. 3 heroes make that 4, including the Templar Assassin, the Hallberg, going off. for nothing more than a Doom who bought back.
Nature's
And you can see the momentum start to shift. Double buybacks from the supports on Rave. They can sense the tower assault coming. The tower is already down. The range racks to about 30% health. Buyback also coming back from Templar Assassin,
Dire's middle barracks
falling further behind Slug. And even with the buybacks, both lanes of the mid racks will fall. And with that, it's the 47-minute mark. We're going to take a break. The heroes are fighting in team fights. They have multiple items, multiple best-in-slot items, I feel. Several of our heroes, Slark and Lycan, are above 3,000 HP, and you can definitely say it's the end of the mid-game. When we come back after this break, what I like to call the late game, but more importantly, the thrilling conclusion to this match. You're watching this episode of Def's Daily Dose of Dota. I'm your host, Deficus. Until then, enjoy some relaxing music.